My name is Pauline Okoli. Governor Sheriff Oborowori today swore in 6 new commissioners into the State Executive Council. At the ceremony held in Government House, Asaba, the governor also administered oath of office on 6 special advisors and allocated portfolios to those sworn in. Ejime Udweme reports.
Commissioners are Barrister Val Areinka, who takes charge of the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, Honorable Peter Ovejitobo, Ministry of Oil and Gas, Barrister Tangod Trakiriowe, Youth Development, Honorable Ebikeme Clark, Directorate of Riverine Infrastructural Development, Honorable Sunday Tatabuzogo, Energy, and Mr. Smart Ijoma, Technical Education. The special advisors are Honorable George Oyefia, who is Special Advisor to the Governor on Agriculture and Natural Resources, Mr. Jumbu Edema, Special Advisor, Bureau for Special Duties and Government House, Honorable Matu Oporu, Environment, Honorable Ramsin Onayake, Youth, Dr. Tony Agbolaya, Community Development, and Chief Onajite Brown, Government Affairs. The Governor congratulated the new commissioners and special advisors on their new status and charged them to be innovative in the performance of their duties. He challenged them to be resourceful and work towards meeting the people's aspirations.
Be a good ambassador of this administration. As appointees of this government, you must be on guard at all times. Exercise discipline, discretion, and decorum in your utterances and actions. Remember that these have the potential to impact positively or negatively on this administration.
Governor Oborowori also urged the appointees to acquaint themselves with the state's financial regulations, adding that the administration places high premium on fiscal discipline, probity, and accountability.
Many political appointees have gotten into trouble simply because they did not do this. It is not that they were corrupt or were intent on committing fraud, but ignorance of the extant rules and regulations became their undoing. As we all know, ignorance is not an excuse in law.
Responding on behalf of the appointees, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Natural Resources, Barrister Areinka, and the Commissioner, Directorate of Riverine Infrastructural Development, Chief Clark, thanked Governor Oborowori for finding them worthy to serve and gave assurance that they would uphold the highest standards in contributing their quota to the administration's more agenda.
Because governance is service to the people. I want to say that we uphold the highest standards in governance. I want to thank my leaders here, all politicians, and the people of Delta State for this. I promise you that we'll do more with the new agenda.
He's breaking new frontiers, creating new ministries. He knows that the riverine areas needs drastic infrastructure development. Hence, this ministry is coming on stream. I want to thank him for giving me faith to be the pioneer commissioner for this ministry.
Ejime Udweme, report.
Governor Sheriff Oborowori has enjoined stakeholders in the Niger Delta to protect the environment. Governor Oborowori gave the advice while inaugurating the headquarters of Serendip Capital Limited in Efru, Uri, local government area, a company dedicated to restoring and protecting the Niger Delta coastal ecosystem. Pere Botu reports.
Governor Oborowori, represented by the State Deputy Governor, Sir Monday Oyeme, said environmental protection had been a major concern to all stakeholders, hence his support for initiatives that would make the environment better and more productive. He said the company was in Delta State to assist in restoring and protecting vital ecosystems, promote biodiversity, soil quality and agricultural productivity. Governor Oborowori said Serendip Nigeria Limited would empower local communities through sustainable economic activities. He said the company would sustain maintenance of the ecosystem to encourage good agricultural practices, protect the environment, and raise the living standards of the people. The governor commended the company for working towards restoring and protecting the mangrove ecosystem to enhance coastal resilience, increase biodiversity, and sequester carbon, while stressing that the company would be involved in sustainable agricultural practices to improve soil health, increase crop yield, and reduce environmental degradation. The governor said the initiative would help farmers adopt sustainable farming techniques. He gave an assurance that the state government would partner with the company to improve on agricultural practices.
The company is here to assist in restoring and protecting vital ecosystem, promote biodiversity, improve soil quality and agricultural productivity, engage and empower local communities through sustainable economic activities.
The managing director of Serendip Nigeria Limited, Mr. Rafat Rizvi, said the company would rejuvenate the state's environment and engage about 1,000 local community youths, adding that it would work to restore and protect vital ecosystems, promote biodiversity, environmental health, and agricultural productivity.
For the people in the local communities, we hope to be, we will be engaged with them fully, with creating meaningful opportunities for them, particularly here in their local environment, without having to resort to mass migration.
The member representing Burutu Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Julius Bondi, lauded the company for using well-mapped strategies for environmental sustainability and pledged the National Assembly support towards promoting a better environment.
Delta State is majorly occupied by mangrove forest, and I clearly and strongly that your here will go a long way in impacting everybody in our society. Most comforting to note that Delta State is the first in Nigeria to be a host to Serendip office. So it shows that we are committed and we are actually going to participate.
The representatives of the OV of Uwe, Dr. Emmanuel Sideso Abe I, the Uwe local government chairman, Honorable Anthony Ofoni, and PINT representative, Mr. Taslim Giwa, promised to partner with the company to succeed.
I assure you of our total cooperation from the programs and your engagement with the communities. We assure you that as far as Uwe Kingdom is concerned, you will get our cooperation.
That Uwe local government is a serene environment where your business can strive without any fear, any iota of doubt.
We at PINT recognize the importance of restoring mangrove forest and ecosystem preservation for environmental sustainability in this region. Mangroves are vital to maintaining ecological balance, protecting coastlines, and supporting local livelihoods.
I am Pere Botu reporting.
Mothers and caregivers have been advised to practice exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of an infant's life to ensure brain development as well as proper hygiene for the baby. The Commissioner for Women Affairs, Community and Social Development, Honorable Pat Ajidua, gave the advice while declaring open a one-day capacity building for caregivers of childcare institutions organized by the ministry in collaboration with the Delta State Committee for Food and Nutrition. The capacity building was organized to educate caregivers on infant and young child feeding, the importance of breastfeeding and complementary feeding. The first lecture by Mrs. Beatrice Eluaka harped on the need for early initiation of breast milk immediately the baby is born, as well as complementary feeding, which is the food given to the child after 6 months, in addition to the breast milk, which must contain adequate nutrients needed for proper growth and development. She said mothers and caregivers must also teach children how to feed themselves to ensure active feeding and prevent malnutrition and illness caused by nutrients deficiency. Mrs. Eluaka said there was an international code on marketing of breast milk substitute, as well as the national regulations and guidelines to ensure that these substitutes give the required nutrients to the baby. Another resource person, Ms. Enejedu Oluwashemilore, gave the lecture on water, sanitation and hygiene, WASH, an essential service given to children under age 5 in schools, creches, and homes to prevent waterborne diseases like cholera, hepatitis B, diarrhea, which could lead to 30% of under 5 deaths. The participants at the training thanked the state government for the opportunity to learn and promised to put the knowledge gained to good use. The capacity building was organized to usher in Breastfeeding Week, slated for August 1 to August 7. Residents of the state have been advised to maintain peace before, during, and after the rumored August 1st protest in order to support the more agenda of the state governor, Sheriff Oborowori. The special advisor to the governor on peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, gave the advice shortly after visiting the disputed land boundary between Emuno and Abi communities in Ndokwa West local government area. Henry Unogwa reports.
Chief Uzo said the visit to the Olo stream was to carry out an on-the-spot assessment of the disputed land boundary. He said the state government would continue to work for peace in communities to encourage socio-economic development, while describing peace as the most treasured asset of any human being.
It's our advice that people should key into peace dialogue. It's only peace dialogue that can bring sustainable and meaningful things to the whole nation instead of going into crisis.
Chief Uzo appealed to the communities to live in peace as the state government would visit the other side of the disputed land boundary to take a decision on the matter.
To advise them that the best way to go is to toe the line of peace, because there is no time problem will be better thing to them. The two communities, an argument of who owns here and who owns them. And the only way to determine it is that we do a thorough fact finding, which we started doing. But some issues came up in between them, they started quarreling, and as such, I have to use my wisdom to say we should draw the curtain at that level. So
Chief Uzo advised leaders of communities to promote peace and shun violence in order to attract government's presence. Places visited included the Ogbonodi, Etivie, Umuse, Ogbako, and Ogboru stream. The peace-building team also visited the traditional ruler, the Ebuenwe of Emu Kingdom, Johnson Ekpechi. Henry Onogwa reporting.
Rains bring concerns for car owners, boom for mechanics. Henrietta Oniyama reports from Asaba, where car owners are worried about potential damage the rainy season could cause their vehicles.
The rainy season has arrived, bringing worries to car owners about the potential damage to their vehicles. They describe the experience as frustrating, often leaving their cars under the rain and fearing vandalism. Automobile engineers or car mechanics confirmed that the rainy season brings a surge in repair works.
Let's say rainy season, my motor is spoil pass. Because get where motor go enter, you go hang. If you don't come out, something must spoil for the leg. Mechanic, the place say like him. Some people like him. Maybe I like him. Because if you go to those spoil, no go chop. You don't hook the engine now. If you water don't enter that place, then the engine don't.
Flooding is a major issue, and even a small amount of water entering the engine can cause significant damage. Mechanics agreed that the rainy season is their busiest time, as vehicles are more prone to problems due to flooding and water damage. Driving through flooded areas can cause electrical issues and other problems, making it a challenging time for car owners. However, the increased demand for repairs means a busy period for mechanics. As the saying goes, one man's loss is another man's game.
Rainy season, motor dey spoil because all this water go dey enter there, they go dey spoil. And like all these Mercedes now, if you enter middle field where they fall, middle field market, you go reach waste. Like I want this, all this soccer that will come suck the water enter inside the engine. As the soccer enter inside the engine go just knock once. Now, when that kind of happen, na to collect money from there. So we dey like it like that for rainy season.
As the rainy season continues, car owners are advised to take necessary precautions to protect their vehicles. While mechanics are bracing themselves for an influx in repair works, only time will tell how severe the impact of the rain will be on car owners and the mechanics alike. Hereta Oniyama reporting.
The need for people to see their cultural heritage as a construction of the human community was the crux of the message at the grand inauguration ceremony of the World Igbo Culture, Language, Heritage and Tourism Summit held in Asaba. Bridget Agetu reports.
The chairman on the occasion, Sir Michael Kiro, a former Inspector General of Police, in his address said, cultural heritage has a profound impact on every society as it helps to shape the identity, values, and worldviews of individuals and communities. Sir Okiro noted that cultural heritage contributes to the formation of a shared cultural identity and collective consciousness within a society, which also help to understand the roots and feel connected to their communities. The former IG stressed that the preservation and responsible management of cultural heritage can contribute to a sustainable development by fostering environmental conservation, promoting traditional practices, and supporting local communities.
Culture is the embodiment of a people's way of life. Heritage comes as the status, condition, or character acquired by being born into a particular family, social class, or community. A regular attribute of heritage is its capacity to be transmitted from generation to generation.
The newly sworn-in local organizing committee of the World Igbo Cultural, Language, Heritage and Tourism Chairman, Pastor Patrick Mwaze, said the event was an epic-making one as the gathering of the diverse culture and language of Igbo-speaking people in the summit will play a great role in enhancing national cohesion and integration, which was highly emphasized in the values of the Igbos.
All over the world, speaking in different dialects. Through this summit, we want to bring them from wherever they are to come and showcase the culture they practice. You know, when you leave your location to a neighboring place, after a period of time, the neighboring towns could affect your values and behaviors, and you have a new culture. But the core thing about the Burma is that they never lose the center point of their values.
The event was attended by royal fathers, including the Uguzo of Iguzo, Professor Louis Nwaboshi, among others.
All over, somebody was initiate unity. They've initiated it, and we're trying to encourage them. We pray for them, that they become fruitful. Igbos must come together and realize their potential.
High point of the occasion was the inauguration of the LOC members, presentation of certificates and cultural dances, paper presentation on the impact of cultural heritage by Dr. Mike Okiro. Bridget Agetu reporting.
The government has pleaded with Nigerians not to proceed with the nationwide protest slated for tomorrow. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, made the plea at a World Press Conference in Abuja, attended by key federal government functionaries. Senator Akume said that protests will not create solution to the challenges and that the current administration was working tirelessly to solve the issues. He said the nation's economic prosperity remains the ultimate goal of the administration of President Bola Tinubu, stressing that it is the engine that will drive the progress by lifting families from poverty and building strong, resilient societies. The Urhobo Christian Ministers Association International has appealed to Nigerian youth to suspend the planned nationwide hunger and starvation in the country. The Christian body said the planned protest may further crumble the nation's economy and aggravate hunger in the land. Ejime Udweme reports.
Addressing journalists after visiting Governor Sheriff Oborewuri at Government House Asaba, the president of the association, Archbishop Solomon Bakara, said the appeal became necessary following reports that President Bola Tinubu was addressing the challenges that led to the rising hunger in the country. Archbishop Bakara said ministers of God were concerned about the peace of the country, adding that hoodlums could take advantage of the protests to loot shops and businesses. He urged the youth to give President Bola Tinubu time to face the nation's challenges. Archbishop Bakara said the clerics came to pray for Governor Oborewuri and offer advice for the progress of the state and the country at large.
For the issue of the protest that is going on, we have been praying that action for peace is better than protest that would be destructive.
In a related development, the leadership of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, Delta State Chapter, has directed its members in the state not to participate in the nationwide protests. In a communique read by its state chairman, Comrade Kenneth Okori, at the end of an enlarged meeting in Asaba, the council said its members would not participate in the protests.
The leadership of Delta State Youth Council also note utter dismay that we were never consulted by the conveners of this week planned protest to enable us make input and suggestions as regards the safety of our youth in Delta State.
Also speaking, a former state chairman of the NYCN, Comrade Hope George, take two. Also speaking, a former state chairman of the NYCN, Comrade Hope George, applauded the state council's decision not to participate in the protest, adding that there was no need for the protest, adding that Governor Sheriff Oborewuri was fast-tracking sustainable development through the more agenda of his administration. Ejime Udwime reporting.
The commissioner representing Ndokwa Nation on the board of Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, DESOPADEC, Dr. Charles Olise, has inspected the police station project at Okpai, Ndokwa East local government area, in order to ascertain the extent of work done. Dr. Olise reiterated the promise of the commission to make the people in its mandate areas happy through completion and execution of projects that would be beneficial to the communities. He assured them of regular tour of the oil-producing communities to ensure that whatever they deserve gets to them. Speaking on the police station project, the commissioner promised that it was constructed to specifications and completed as scheduled, considering the place of security of lives and property in every society. Dr. Olise also promised to interface regularly with stakeholders in all oil-producing communities in order to ensure that all parties were on the same page. Dikin Mwokolo, who received the commissioner entourage, thanked Dr. Olise for the visits and assured him of the cooperation of the people of Okpai. Commissioner was accompanied by the DESOPADEC chairman, Olorogun John Nani, the DESOPADEC managing director, Chief Festus Ochonogo, and a member of Okpai Development Union, Chief Stephen Uzo. The federal government has declared that the prices of food items nationwide will crash soon, based on its commitment at ensuring food security through the use of new farming techniques in Nigeria. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Aliyu Abdullahi, disclosed this while speaking at the 8th Annual Conference of the Soil Science Society of Nigeria, Abuja. Dr. Abdullahi said the government was fully aware of the current food crisis in Nigeria. He noted that the government was exploring various indices to ensure food security, working to set up food production by returning Nigeria to a sustainable food production system where the country would be engaged in all year-round farming. The state government has announced the civil service promotion interview for civil servants on salary grade level 5 to 10 for January 1 and July 1, 2025. In a statement issued by the functioning Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, Mrs. Teresa Oliko, says officers on salary grade levels 5 to 10 will take its turn on Tuesday, August 6, 2024 at 10 a.m., while officers on salary grade level 8 to 10 will be on Wednesday, August 7, 2024 at 10 a.m. The statement said the mop-up exercise will hold on Thursday, August 8, 2024 at 10 a.m. It added that the venue of the interview is at the Directorate of Establishment and Pensions, Department of Personnel Management. Officers are enjoined to come along with the original copies of their credentials and any other documents that will help to determine their eligibility for the promotion. The state government has extended the online 2023-2024 Student Special Assistance Scheme Bursary Award Program. In a statement issued by the functioning Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, Mrs. Teresa Oliko, says the extension is from August 1 to August 14, 2024 to enable more students of Delta State origin benefit from the scheme. The requirement for the online registration includes National Identification Number NIN, full-time registered students of government-approved private and public tertiary institutions, excluding postgraduate diploma, PGD, master's and doctorate degree students. Applicants must have a GPA of 2.20 and above in previous academic year's examination, must be in second year and above in any of the universities. Also, the applicants must be of National Diploma ND2, Higher National Diploma HND2, and the Polytechnics and Monotechnics, as well as National Certificate of Education NCE 2 to 3 and the Colleges of Education. Applicants must have an account with a CBN-approved commercial bank. It advised students to log on to www.dspsb.dl.gov/ng with a non-refundable fee of 800 Naira using debit cards. Online acknowledgement cards should be downloaded and printed for personal record. The Senate's President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has advised protesters to go ahead with the planned nationwide protests. Senator Akpabio gave the advice at an event organized by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, in Rivers State. A nationwide protest against inflation and Nigeria's worst cost of living crisis in decades has been slated to commence tomorrow. Some chieftains of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC and notable politicians in the Southwest have described the planned protest as a ploy to knock down President Bola Tinubu administration. During the event, Senator Akpabio stated that he was not interested in the change of the present regime. The federal government has distributed free compressed natural gas CNG conversion kits and cylinders to companies for the conversion of vehicles of commercial transport operators in Abuja, Niger, Kogi, and Nasarawa states. The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative PCNGI Program Director, Mr. Michael Oluwagbemi, announced the provision of conversion kits and cylinders with free installation costs during the FCT CNG conversion mobilization program in Abuja. According to him, the event commemorates the handover of critical materials, especially kits and cylinders, to our conversion center partners who will be implementing the conversion incentive program that President Bola Tinubu has declared will convert 1 million commercial vehicles free across Nigeria in the next 2 years. He said the different unions, especially the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers, the Road Transport Employees Association of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Association of Transport Owners, NATO, as well as ride shares, will be participating in this conversion program. The Minister of Interior, Mr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has ordered an immediate investigation into the complaints at the Nigerian Embassy in London concerning passport applications. Mr. Tunji-Ojo gave the order in Abuja. In a statement by the minister, says this came after Nigerian nationals residing in the United Kingdom stormed the country's High Commission in London to protest the long delay in issuing their international passports. The protesters expressed frustration that over 6 months their passports have been delayed despite being promised a 2-week turnaround. The minister gave an assurance that correspondent actions will be taken as soon as possible. The managing director of the Nigerian Educational Loan Fund, Mr. Akintunde Sawyer, has said it will disburse 850 million naira to institutions as fees. Mr. Sawyer made this known while briefing the press in Abuja. Mr. Sawyer revealed that the fund had disbursed institutional fees to 20,000 students through their institutions. He also noted that a total of 260,000 loans, including institutional fees and upkeep, had been approved. No fewer than 1.2 million students are expected to benefit from the Cardinal Program of President Bola Tinubu's administration. The president approved 35 billion naira for the takeoff of the scheme after signing the law backing the scheme on April 3. This was apart from the over 1.7 billion naira that has been disbursed to about 20,000 students. You're watching Delta Television News. Still to come. Central African Republic declares an outbreak of monkeypox virus. Please stay with us. We'll be back.
Bro, I tell you, this man 3-0. If I win you, something will come out.
Don't play with me. Fast ball. You know what? You go shot me.
Bro.
Now we got this man.
Keep the banter going. Glow. Borrow me credit and data. Dial *303# to borrow airtime or data and pay later.
Power your relentless ambition with ultra-high speed data. Glow Unlimited.
Glad to welcome you back to Delta Television News. The global scene is next as we join our World News Desk.
The Central African Republic has become the latest country in the region to declare an outbreak of the monkeypox virus. Health Minister Pierre Somse said that infectious virus had spread to the capital, Bangui, after being restricted to rural areas. He said some families were hiding infected relatives due to stigma, increasing the risk to others. Adding that the risk of transmission between individuals is now very high because Bangui is relatively densely populated. Reports added that cases of the highly infectious disease have recently been detected in Rwanda and Burundi, while a new strain has been spreading in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Monkeypox is a virus which spread from animals to humans and between people through close contact, contaminated objects and respiratory droplets, with symptoms such as fever, muscle aches and lesions across the body. Monkeypox could be deadly. Fresh protests have broken out in the Venezuelan capital, Caracas, after the disputed result of the country's presidential election. thousands gathered in the city center to show their opposition to President Nicolas Maduro's claim of victory. Many said they would not stop until there is a new government, and some said this would only be achieved if the security forces joined opposition protesters. The military and police, however, had so far remained loyal to Mr. Maduro and have fired tear gas and rubber bullets at some protesters. Officials say around 750 people have been arrested. Hamas leader Mr. Ismail Haniyeh was in Tehran to attend the inauguration of Iran's newly elected President Masoud Pezeshkian when he was killed in a targeted missile strike. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said the 61-year-old Hamas was assassinated along with one of his bodyguards at around 2 a.m. early hours of today. While Israel has not claimed responsibility for the attack, the incident is seen as a significant escalation that could take the wider Middle East another step towards a new regional war. Israel is already involved in a brutal conflict in Gaza, where the UN says 90% of the population has now been displaced, and according to the region's Hamas-run health ministry, more than 39,000 Palestinians have also been killed.
Let's now join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
Many bank customers affected by the new Central Bank of Nigeria guidelines on dormant accounts rushed to their various banks yesterday to reactivate their accounts. Some of the customers who spoke to the news agency of Nigeria in Abuja yesterday said they had to activate their bank account to avoid the mopping up of their little savings by CBN. Further inquiries confirmed the situation, with courtrooms also becoming crowded with requests to swear affidavit. A bank official at a first-generation bank said numerous customers and families had submitted requests to reactivate inactive accounts so as not to lose the money to the Apex Bank that intend to use them for investment purposes. MTN Nigeria Communications PLC reported a loss after a tax of $519.1 billion for the first half of 2024 due to record high inflation and weaker naira. This disclosure was made in its financial result for the period ending June 2024, according to an e-copy of the report obtained by Newsman today. Commenting on the results, the Chief Executive Officer of MTN Nigeria said the macroeconomic conditions in Nigeria have been challenging during the period. The country has been grappling with rising inflation and the continued depreciation of the naira against the US dollar and other currencies. He said the Nigerian inflation rate reached 4.2% in June, with an average rate of 32.8% for the first half of the year, while the naira closed June 2024 at 1,505 naira to dollar, whereas in December 2023 it was 907 naira per dollar at the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market.
Now, sports news. The Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, has ordered the Athletic Federation of Nigeria and the Nigeria Olympic Committee to ensure that Favour Ofili is not deprived of the opportunity to compete in the 100 meters race at the Paris 2024 Olympics. Ofili revealed via a social media post that she was not registered for the 100 meters race despite her qualification and preparedness for the game, a mistake she said was done by the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, the Nigeria Olympic Committee, NOC, and the National Anti-Doping Commission, NADC. Senator Eno, in a statement via his official X account, said there will be thorough sanctions after investigations into where and from whom the negligence originated. He said prior to the Olympics, Ofili had issues at the African Championships in Douala, and he reached out to get her side of the story. And the first Vice President of NOC, Chief Solomon Ogba, assured him that the matter was being handled. He revealed that the Secretary General of AFN has also insisted that the final list forwarded by her to NOC committee received the final list of athletes which had Ofili listed for the 100 meters as well. The minister assured that he would not tolerate the recklessness as it was highly inexcusable and there would be thorough sanctions after investigations into where and from whom this gross negligence originated. Meanwhile, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria has said the body can't explain how the name of the women's 100 meters national champion Favour Ofili is missing from the women's 100 meters event of the Paris Olympic Games, insisting she was registered for the 100 meters, 200 meters, and women's 4 times 100 meters relay. Ofili raised the alarm yesterday night, accusing the Nigeria Olympic Committee and the AFN of failing to register her. Technical Director of the AFN, Mr. Samuel Onikeku, however, said the body was as shocked over the development. However, a check on the entry list published by the World Athletics showed that Ofili will be competing in the 200 meters and women's 4 by 100 meters relay. Ofili qualified for the women's 100 meters during the AFN National Trials, which was held at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City, in June. She had a new personal best of 11.6 seconds to secure her first national title as well. In April, she hit the Olympics 200 meters mark at the Tom Jones Memorial Classic with a time of 22.33 seconds. The athletics event of the Paris Games will get underway tomorrow with the men's 20 meters race walk. The first round of the women's 100 meters, which Ofili has cried foul play over, will begin on Friday. And still on sports, the Super Falcons campaign at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games is over. A loss to Japan in their last Group C game condemned them to a disappointing exit from the competition. It was 3-1 in the Asian side's favor, ending the Super Falcons' Olympics dreams. Nigeria lost their first 2 games against Brazil and Spain, but went into today's match hoping to reignite their slim chance of making the quarterfinals of the women's football event of the Olympics. That flicker of hope was, however, extinguished by Japan, who scored twice in 10 minutes, starting from the 22nd minute to silence coach Randy Waldrum's goals. Away from sports, President Bola Tinubu has extended his condolences to the family of renowned music artist Ms. Onyeka Onwenu, who was a singer, songwriter, actor, journalist, activist, and politician who passed on yesterday. In a statement signed by his media advisor, Mr. Jorin Gelale, President Tinubu mourned the passing of Onyeka Onwenu, popularly called the Queen of Songs, whose edifying and rendition of One Love track in the 1990s evoked a fervor of fellowship and harmony. He recalled the many artistic interventions of the late musical icon in promoting public good, noting her classic collaboration with King Sunny Ade on Wait For Me, a melodic campaign on family planning in the 1980s. The president celebrated the life of the versatile and extremely gifted artist who applied herself completely to artistic enterprise and expression, bringing joy and laughter to many. He condoled with the entertainment industry, the Imo State government, and the numerous fans of the departed star over this immeasurable loss. President Tinubu prayed for the repose of the soul of the deceased artist and expressed the hope that she finds a place where music never fades and where there is dancing in the sun. The president stated that Onyeka Onwenu lives on in her immortal masterpieces. Our thoughts for the day. Do not let someone else's opinion of you become your reality. Our highlights before we go. Governor Sheriff Oborewori today swore in 6 new commissioners into the State Executive Council. At the ceremony held in Government House, Asaba, the governor also administered oath of office on 6 special advisors and allocated portfolios to those sworn in. Governor Sheriff Oborowori has enjoined stakeholders in the Niger Delta to protect the environment. Governor Oborowori gave the advice while inaugurating the headquarters of Serendip Capital Limited in Efron, Uwie local government area, a company dedicated to restoring and protecting the Niger Delta coastal ecosystem. The federal government has pleaded with Nigerians not to proceed with the nationwide protest slated for tomorrow. The secretary to the government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, made the plea at a World Press Conference in Abuja attended by key federal government functionaries. Abroad, the Central African Republic has become the latest country in the region to declare an outbreak of the monkeypox virus. Health Minister Pierre Somse said that infectious virus had spread to the capital Bangui after being restricted to rural areas. And that's our news. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Pauline Okoli. Good night.